Shalom, Kohalo Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakodash, double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elder bishops, and including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom, the salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, all right? So I'm going to have a last word on the situation that's going on right now, and be done with it, because it is being addressed, and being directly involved with one of these individuals. I feel like I should just give my last word on it, and move forward, okay? Because that's what I've learned from the situation. Is, for me, it would be to suffer wrongfully, uh, you know, and keep it moving. So, just gonna bring out what they call not one scripture, but just a couple of precepts. So this is a passage, as they would call it. That's what I'm looking for. I'll start right here at 6. This is 2nd Ezra 9:6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So what we're seeing right now is one of the signs of the end. The Most High is beginning at his sanctuary to bring judgment. Okay, and he does it in his time, and it's going to say that further down here. Not when you think you want it, when you want it to come, but it will surely come. Okay, because the Most High is very thorough. All right, and everyone that shall be saved, okay, and that's the elect. So we're dealing with Israel. Everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. You got to be a real believer, and if you're not, then that's going to come to light. If you're an actor, if you will, a hypocrite. All right. Shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, this is the kingdom, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay? All right? I have known you, going all the way back to, Genesis 1, really. Then shall they, this is everybody else but the 2/3. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. Who has abused the Most High's ways? That's the 2/3. Okay, and anybody that took the word in their mouth after the 2/3. Okay, you heathen and so-called Christians and da 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 da. Okay. Then shall they, but starting at his sanctuary, those actors that went out from or had ulterior motives and wanted to be somebody, and were just heaping unto them, parishioners, if you will, which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Cast what away despitefully? The Most High's ways, the brotherhood, okay, creeping in unawares, leading men astray, For such as have, for such as in their life have received benefits. Hey, you might have been the leader of the camp and, you know, getting accolades and, you know, people know you and you have lulled them into a false sense of respect or whatever, and have not known me. Really, you're not doing this for Yahweh Shem Yahweh. You're doing it for, you know, because really you're a lover of yourself. Okay? And they that have loathed my law, okay, hey, you wasn't really in it for, you know, again, you wasn't in it for all the right reasons. While they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. You're not really about this truth. You're using it to bring attention to yourself. And it's catching up now. Okay, and it will. The same must know it after death by pain. So there it is. All right. Here's what's going to happen. Now, this is the point. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished. Well, it's going to be death by pain. And when. Okay? And this is a lesson for me. Okay? I'm like, well, you know, when is this going to be rectified? When is, you know, when is the truth going to come to light? Well, now that it has, you know, now I'm even more scared that I'm not on the other end of that thing. Alasha, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? And that's that healthy fear. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, right? Don't loathe the law, okay? Right here. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved. This is, in other words, don't look back. Okay. All right. This thing is the hot topic right now. But after, you know, after it's dealt with, then, you know, it's not for you. Don't put yourself in this position. Put yourself in this position. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved. And this is all important right here. When you try to tell people that the Bible and the promises and the glory and everything mentioned in Romans 9 is for the Israelites, it confirms it right here. Whose the world is and for whom the world is created. Okay? Going back to 2 Ezra 6 and 56 on down. Okay? The world was created for our sakes. The universe. All right? And this is all I wanted to say. I'm going to read this again. Really, I should have just read this, but I started up. All right? And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when. Okay? And for me, I should have suffered wrongfully, you know, and gave it to Yahweh Shem Yahweh. They're going to handle it, you know. So don't continue to do what I did then and move forward. Okay? And that's the lesson. All right? But inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Hey, keep yourself in the position of the hopeful elect and see it to the end. Whose the world is and for whom the world is created. If you're of the elect, this is talking about the elect. It's for the righteous who will be saved, making you of the 1/3 of the elect. The world was created for you and belongs to you. Joint heirs with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, so now we leave it behind. We move forward, all right? Okay, so this next bit, because this is a double subject, I just wanted to point out that this guy, Neil Young, of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, I believe he's a Jake. So let's get Speckled Bird real quick. Let's get Speckled Bird, because, of course, everybody's going to disagree with me, but this is, you know, a lot of you don't know who Neil Young is. Speckled. Did I get that right? Speckled. All right, this is Jeremiah 12 and 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Hey, you got BOI. You got the BOI boys. Oh, Israel is all black. No. Okay. So this basically goes out to you. You got to disagree anyway. But it's a spiritual thing. Okay. Things are spiritually discerned. And if you're not spiritual, you're a BOI. Okay. So anyway, everybody knows who the Isley Brothers are, right? What are they doing with these acoustic guitars? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. And who's that? This is the guy I'm looking for. Let's watch. Let's take a look at this. Let's start here. Okay. Of course, there's a damn commercial. Now, Neil Young is famous for being in a band called Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, or Crosby, Stills and Nash. And Young, this guy, okay, this is a Americana vocal group of the late 60s and 70s. They got a bunch of hits out there that you would recognize if you heard them on them. But my favorite of all of them is this guy. This guy Crosby is a witch, and he's the one that what's this guy? The high level witch that was breaking down the music industry. I forget his name. He was talking about Crosby. Forget his first name right now. But what was his name? The one that broke down the music industry. Anyway. Foul. The jar fell. It's locked up. Most things happen. John Todd. John Todd, the witch, was speaking on, what's this guy, Crosby? David Crosby. All right. And he was calling him a witch. And Neil Young is part of all of that. Yeah. He's in the music. He's way high up in the at the top of the music, as was Charles Manson, for that matter. Charles Manson was recording at the top of the music industry with the Beach Boys and so on. So anyway, this guy Neil Young, I believe, is a Jake, and I'll say why. So let's listen to a little bit of this song. This is one of my favorite songs at the moment. I do play it when I go to work. It goes like this. And this song is about Kent State, where they killed the students during the 70s. I think it was 70 or 72. and it was a school. It was actually a school shooting, and he wrote a song about it, and they mentioned Nixon, Richard Nixon's name. It says 10 soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming, 4 dead in Ohio. Okay, and they're talking about soldiers. Soldiers are gunning us down. So I mean, this could have some preludes to, you know, the enemy coming in like a flood. So let's listen.
Soldiers and Nixon coming, we're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming, 4 dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it, soldiers are running us down. Should have been done long ago. What if you knew and found her dead on the ground? How can you run when you know?
All right, so there's that. Okay. And Neil wrote this, so even though it's CSNY, this is a Neil tune, right? And I'm kind of drawn to the Neil tunes. Anyway, so got that, but then what is this? Salakia, not that. This.
Brains.
Salakia, bear with me. What is this? This is the Isley Brothers of Who's That Lady and Between the Sheets and you know you make me wanna shout, dig my heels up and okay, come on now, don't forget to say
It's me, thus.
All right, the Isley Brothers. All right, now the song we just listened to by Neil Young is called Ohio, 4 Dead in Ohio. Machine Gun is actually a Jimi Hendrix tune. They put that on the end of it, but let's listen to and why would the Isley Brothers do a Neil Young tune? Okay, again, I believe Neil Young is a chick. All right, and I know I'm being long-winded, but I'll show you why. Now this is Isley Brothers.
Can't you see the soldiers?
Soldiers come past Jerusalem.
I see them marching. Whole lot of soldiers. I see them marching. Summer day. I see 10 soldiers. I hear them coming. We're finally on our
They didn't mention Nixon.
This summer I hear the drumming. 4 dead in Ohio. 4 dead in Ohio. 4 dead in Ohio. 4 dead in Ohio. 4 dead. Yeah. I hear the marching. Soldiers, I hear the marching. Soldiers, I see them come. I seen 10 soldiers with We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming for dead
To the
in
bridge.
Ohio. Gotta get down to it. Soldiers are cutting us down. Should have been done long ago. But if you knew that I'm right there on the ground, how did you run when you know? When you know? Did you run when you know?
All right, enough of that. So that's a Neil Young song, all right? Why did the Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, Ronald Isley, okay, now, the next song by Neil Young. I like this one too. Now, this is Neil Young and his band called what? Crazy Horse. Why would Neil have a band called Crazy Horse? We all know who Crazy Horse is. So let's listen to this.
Be on my side, I'll be on your side, baby. There is no reason for you to hide. It's so hard for me staying here all alone when you could be taking me for a ride. She could drag me over the rainbow, send me away down by the river. I shot my baby down by the river. Shot a dead.
Neil said he shot his woman dead. I guess my picture froze up. I don't really know how to work that. Anyway, yeah. And when he says he shot her dead down by the river, he's talking about with a 35 millimeter camera. All right, so now you got Down by the River by Neil. So what is this? Again, who's this guy?
Introducing.
Okay, you got Jimi Hendrix, right? Jimi Hendrix had a drummer in the band of Gypsies, and his name was Buddy Miles. And this is him. Okay? And Buddy Miles does a Neil Young tune. What's going on? All right, so let's listen to this. Of course, it's a lot more soulful. But this is a Neil Young tune. right, so that's Buddy Miles' version of Neil Young's "Down by the River." Okay, so not that, not just that some Jakes, some obvious Jakes went back and recorded his music, but here's where it gets interesting. Okay, if you know anything about the music of the '70s, you got a band called what's these fools' names? Leonard Skinner. Okay, and Leonard Skinner wrote well, we'll get to that. All right. Neil Young uh, was on Motown. Neil Young was signed to Motown before he got with CSNY. And he played in a band called the Minor Birds. And this Negro right here, I think that's Neil, right? That's Neil. This guy right here is Rick James. Rick James and Neil Young's Motown band, the Minor Birds. What is Neil Young, the Canadian, doing in a band with Rick James, signed to Motown? Okay? Let's read this. And here they are. Where's Neil? Gotta be this guy. That's Neil right there. Okay? Pre-fame Neil Young. Okay, I guess that's all there is, huh? Is that it? This is acting real funny. Salakia, you got it. Is that all? Here we go. All right, before Neil Young and Rick James would go on to become household names in their own right, the two first met in Toronto in '65, then joined a Motown band called the Minor Birds. If it wasn't for an untimely arrest, this forgotten band could have gone down on the Mount Rushmore of rock and roll history. However, that wasn't to be the case, and the careers of the two men veered off in opposite directions. Okay. When the two met, Young was a young troubadour touring Canada as a solo artist. While he was playing in Toronto, a chance encounter with Bruce Palmer, who he would go on to form Buffalo Springfield with Young, would see the folk singer join forces with the bassist and soul singer Rick James as part of the Minor Birds. The union, which was a freak coincidence, combines three legendary musicians, would happen to be in the same place. Young, however, just happened to be in the right city at the right time, as James, who had recently fled to Toronto, was attempting to escape being drafted into the U.S. Navy as a late teenager. Okay, so long story short, these two guys played in the same band. Okay? Now, how do you get that in the 60s? Okay? And signed to Motown. What is Neil Young doing on Motown? See, people don't know this. All right? Here's what little they do know. Okay? So after all of this, and he went on to become Neil Young, Neil Young wrote a song called Southern Man. Okay, and after he wrote this song, Leonard Skinner, who I believe is from Georgia, I believe, or Alabama, one of the two, got mad at Neil because he wrote this song. And they wrote a counter song. And that counter song is like the rebel yell of the rock and roll world. It's called Sweet Home Alabama. And they use it as like a Edomite theme song, if you will. So let's check out the lyrics to the Neil Young song called Southern Man. And why would he write this song? Neil, if Neil was a Edomite, why would he write this song? All right, so it reads, Southern man, better keep your head. Don't forget what your good book said. Uh-oh. Southern change gonna come at last. This change gonna come. Your boy, what's his name? Sam Cooke wrote a song called Change Gonna Come. He was writing about the kingdom. Okay. I know. No, change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Right? I was born by the river in a little tent. Right? That's about the kingdom. Now your crosses are burning fast, Southern men. I saw cotton and I saw black, tall white mansions and little shacks. Why is Neil writing this song? Southern men, when will you pay them back? What? What? Now, you tell me that down south, this is in the 70s, they were mad. When will you pay them back? I heard screaming and bullwhips cracking. How long, how? Southern men, better keep your head. Don't forget what your good book said. Southern change gonna come at last. Now your crosses are burning fast, Southern man. Lily Bell, your hair is golden brown. I've seen your black man coming round. Swear by God, I'm gonna cut him down. I heard screaming and bullwhips cracking. How long, how long? What made Neil write that song? Okay, this is right there with James Brown in the Big Payback. What is this right here? When will you pay them back? This is scriptural. Don't forget what your good book said. Change gonna come at last. All right, what is Neil doing here? Okay, now let's get a Sweet Home by Leonard Skinner. Wow, look at Alabama. Sweet Home. Sweet Home. All right. They talk about their hometown, Alabama. Okay, so why would I say that it was Georgia? Okay, Salakia. Okay, big wheels keep on turning. Carry me home to see my kin. Singing songs about the Southland. I miss Alabama once again, and I think it's a sin. And then here's the big shout or the lash out at Neil Young. Well, I heard Mr. Young sing about her. About who? About Alabama, about the South. Well, I heard old Neil. Neil who? Neil Young. Put her down. What, the South? Well, I hope Neil Young will remember a Southern man. See that? Neil's song was called Southern Man. A Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Okay? So that was their answer. All right? That's and this is an anthem. This is a redneck cracker boy. They know what it is. Okay? They know what this song. They're defending what Neil Young was bringing out. That shame. They're defending their shame. Okay? Now, why would Neil write that song, though? Okay? Let's get that. Southern Man, Sweet Home, Alabama. Let's see. We should probably get that in, what do you call that? Oh. This thing, Wikipedia. Let's get it in the wiki. And bear with me, we're moving on. So, I'm keeping it light. Okay, so right here, Southern Man song. Song was played. Southern rock band Leonard Skinner wrote their song Sweet Home Alabama in response to Southern Man and Alabama from Young's 72 whatever. Let's click into that. It says, the lyrics of Southern Man are vivid, describing the racism toward blacks in the American South. In the song, Young tells the story of a white man, symbolically the entire white South, and how he mistreated his slaves. Young pleadingly asks when the South would make amends for the fortunes built through slavery when he sings. All right. Young was very sensitive about the song's message of anti-racism and anti-violence during his 1973 tour. He canceled the show in Oakland because a fan was beaten and removed from the stage by a guard while the song was played. I didn't know that. Response. Southern rock band Leonard Skinner wrote their song Sweet Home Alabama in response to Southern Man and Alabama from Young's 72 album Harvest. Young also said that he is a fan of both Sweet Home Alabama and Ronnie Van Zant, the lead vocalist for who I believe is dead now. They play like they mean it. Da-da-da-da. Okay, whatever. It says, Neil stated that Leonard Skinner wrote Sweet Home Alabama, not in response to Southern Man, but rather to Young's song Alabama. I need to check that out. Let's look at that real quick. Oh, and then we'll go ahead and close it. So I'm getting kind of long here. Let's see. Oh, Alabama, the devil fools. with the best laid plan. Swing low, Alabama, you've got spare change. You've got to feel strange, and now the moment is all that it meant. Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders that's breaking your back. Your Cadillac has got a wheel in the ditch and a wheel on the track. Oh, Alabama, banjos playing through broken glass windows down in Alabama. See the old folks tied in white ropes. Hear the banjo. Don't it take you down home? Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders. That's breaking your back. Your Cadillac has got a wheel in the ditch and a wheel on the track. Oh, Alabama, can I see you? And shake your hand, make friends down in Alabama. I'm from a new land. I come to you and see all this ruin. What are you doing, Alabama? You got the rest of the Union to help you along. What's going wrong? Woo! Woo! See, Neil was a rebel. And the spirit that's on him, what is he doing? Why is Neil, and see, let's see. Neil Young. Now, Neil was from Canada, I believe. So let's see what this says. See, Neil was doing a whole motif. Let's read this. I think I read this yesterday. Is Neil Young a wannabe? Is he a $5 Indian? Neil Young's Indian identity dates back to his days in Buffalo Springfield, the group he was in from 66 to 67. And for what it's worth, the story of Buffalo Springfield. There I was making $120 a week at the Whiskey, that's in LA. As a musician, I've always liked fringed jackets. That's a Jake. Okay. I went out and bought one right away with some pants and a turtleneck shirt. Oh yeah, I thought I was heavy. I wore them on some TV shows and whenever we worked. Then I went into this place on Santa Monica Boulevard near La Cienega. I saw this great Comanche war shirt, the best jacket I've ever seen. I had 2 more made. The group was Western. The name Buffalo Springfield came off a tractor, so it all fit. I was the Indian. That's when it was cool to be an Indian. Okay, so I don't know. And then it goes on. Many people believe Neil was, in fact, an Indian because magazines like Teen Screen and Teen Set constantly referred to him as Neil the Indian. It says, we were curious to know whether any natives feel Neil Young, who was born in Canada and has no native heritage, ever crosses the line with his enthusiasm for American Indian culture. So, you can't tell, okay? But through the spirit, I believe that Neil is a Jake. All right? And I'm not going to get any more precepts. I just wanted to, keep it light, go into, something different and just show some musical culture. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. You brothers and sisters, with that, we can say shalom.